The Fart in a Trance from Glasgow. There once was a boy Fay Glasgow known only as Wee Davy the Fart in a Trance. Nobody knew why they called him that, but if you saw him you'd understand. He always looked half asleep, like his brain was buffering, standing in the middle of the street staring at pigeons as if they were speaking secrets. One night, after a few too many bottles of Buckfast, Davy wandered into the middle of Sauchiehall Street at 3 a.m. Folk were staggering out the clubs. Taxi horns were blasting, and Davy just stood there like a lamppost that had lost its light bulb. A lassie shouted, "Davy, move yourself, you're like a fart in a trance." And the nickname stuck. From that day on, he became legendary. Davy's life was full of daft adventures. He once got on the wrong bus in Glasgow and ended up in Ayr. Instead of panicking, he sat there smiling, telling folk he was on a spiritual journey. He got off the bus, walked into a random chip shop and announced, "A large sausage supper is the answer to life's mysteries." The guy behind the counter just nodded, like maybe he was right. Another time, Davy got a job interview at a call center. They asked, "Where do you see yourself in 5 years?" Davy replied, "Hopefully no in a trance, mate." They never called him back. But the wildest story came one weekend when Davy decided to go to the Sarryhide pub. He shuffled in, eyes half shut, ordered a pint and sat quietly, staring at the dartboard like it held the secrets of the universe. A big guy at the bar shouted, "Here, Davy, are you even alive? You look like a fart in a trance." Davy just blinked and said, "Better a fart in a trance than a jobby in a jam jar." The place erupted. For one night only, he was a philosopher. The thing about Davy was, he had this magical ability to drift through chaos untouched. One hogmanay, when the streets were pure carnage, Davy wandered through the crowd without spilling a drop of his carryout. Fights broke out, fireworks went aff, police were chasing folk. Davy walked through the middle like he was in slow motion, totally zen. Folk started following him, thinking he was some kind of Glasgow monk. By the time he reached George Square, there were about 30 folk behind him chanting, "Oh, fart in a trance." But here's the twist, Davy wasn't daft. He liked folk thinking he was away with the fairies. See, when you look confused all the time, nobody asks you to do anything. He never had to lift heavy things on moving day, never had to pay in the pub because everyone felt sorry for him, and never had to buy a kebab cause drunk strangers would hand him chips for the wee lost guy. One day, Davy was standing at the Duke of Wellington statue, staring at the traffic cone on the horse's head. A tourist asked, "Excuse me, young man, what's the meaning of the cone?" Davy, without hesitation, said, "It's Glasgow's crown jewels. If it ever falls, the city crumbles." The tourist gasped and wrote it down like gospel. Somewhere in America, there's probably a uni professor teaching about the mystical cone of Glasgow. Thanks to Davy, and that's the beauty of him. He wasn't really stupid, he was just tuned to a different radio station. While the rest of us are stuck listening to the traffic report, Davy's hearing disco classics in his head. So if you're ever wandering through Glasgow late at night and you see a guy swaying gently like he's powered by invisible wind, staring at the sky as if it owes him money, don't be alarmed. That's just Wee Davy, the original fart in a trance. And who knows? Maybe he's got life figured out more than the rest of us, because in Glasgow sometimes the daftest folk are the wisest.